Okay, so check this out, right? I might be snowed in again today. I'm not 100% sure, but if I am, I got a lot planned for today. Right now, I was about to watch a History Hyenas video, and I was like, I stream history videos. I might as well just stream this. It's kind of long. It's like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm gonna be watching it on 1.25 times speed. Hopefully, we get through it kind of quickly. After that, I'm gonna go make lunch, and then after I eat, I'm gonna play some Black Flag for like an hour or two, a little bit more of that, and then football starts. So I'm gonna disappear for a little bit, and if I don't go out tonight, then we'll watch some more anime or something after football. But yeah, History Hyenas. The video's called Cloning Humans. They're not really like a documentary type channel. They more like just talk about stuff. So I don't know how this video's gonna go. But like I said, I was about to watch it. I was like, I can just stream this. I'm not going anywhere. All I do is just walking around the living room. So yeah, let's see what this video is talking about. I highly suggest everybody subscribe to their channel. It's so good. Their channel is so good. It's not coming out of my headphones. I forgot I turned off my Bluetooth. Yoicks. Oh, cool. Yeah, really good channel. They are hilarious. I first saw them on Joe Rogan podcast. I said, if you don't watch Joe Rogan, you're missing out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Great
to
show.
another glorious...
But yeah, I saw them on a Joe Rogan podcast. And they're like comedians, and they talk about history. I watched a couple of their videos so far. Highly recommend you subscribe to their channel.
This episode of the History Hyenas. Yes, we spell it with two H's. I am sitting here with my co-host, who is also my co-worker. We're at work.
Yes, this is work. This is what men do now.
Yeah.
This is a man's job.
Yeah, we picked up our lunch pails. We said to our wives, we're going to work. We're coming here to curse into microphones.
Yeah.
And our nervous system just goes, when are you going to really work?
Yeah, our nervous system doesn't know. They're like, why are we not running away from tribes and animals? What are we doing? Why are we men taking paternity leave? We don't need to be on paternity leave. That's what women do. I didn't do anything to create the baby.
Yeah.
But then a man
See what I
says,
mean?
you know
These
what?
guys
I'm
are
6 weeks
hilarious.
for me. And then the human brain says, okay, we're going to cut the penis off and become a woman then, I guess. And then that's when you join the Penn State swim team.
That's exactly how it happens.
Yes.
And that's exactly the anatomy of that situation, described perfectly by a scientist who's a gender studies professor.
I am a professor,
Yeah,
guys.
you're a professor in gender studies, and that's exactly how it goes. And yeah, the nervous system is going, why are you even sitting down?
Yes.
Women are supposed to be sitting down.
Yeah.
I guess, like, nobody who's male would ever have an anxiety attack if he sat down and started knitting, because then the nervous system knows that's a woman.
It's what it
supposed
is.
to be sitting.
Yeah.
Or if you're standing and then there's hot flames coming, she's cooking.
It's what it is.
It's what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Because here's the
We're
truth.
supposed to be running.
Here's the truth.
Yeah.
I love my kids. You love your kids. But nature doesn't really want us there. They want us just banging more women.
Yeah, and this is the situation.
Should we just edit that part out?
No, because you're not saying that.
I'm a gender studies teacher at Yale.
You're talking from a position of authority being a gender studies professor.
Yes.
And you are absolutely right.
Yes.
Anatomically, the evil, patriarchal, anatomical answer is correct what you just said.
Yes.
That a man has millions of seeds.
Yes.
And he wants to spread them. Especially you.
Yeah.
Especially you.
Yeah.
Listen, you're a guy. This is why
Yeah.
this podcast is
Yeah.
serendipity for you, for me, for the world.
Right.
Because you're a guy who knows and has always known from the first history tour you went on with your mom.
Yeah.
Okay? Very organized, well, German history tour.
That's it, yeah.
Where your mom got the times and you knew exactly what
I
you
know
were
what to do, and we went to the Amish country because my father, my good-for-nothing father, was in gambling debt, and people were calling the house looking for their money, and they said they were going to break my mom's legs and hurt little baby Christopher. So my mother took me on an Amtrak trip to the Amish country.
Yeah, that's going to develop a little anxiety. If you want to know where your anxiety comes from, it's because you and your mom were on the run.
It's what it is.
You were on the run.
It's what it is.
From gangsters who wanted to break little Christopher's legs.
And I got to be honest with you, the most comfy I felt all week is today, dressed up like a Nick City dancer.
Also, yeah, when you watch their channel, it takes them a while to actually start talking about the history, because they just go back and forth cracking jokes for a little bit.
That's what people just do, right?
Yeah.
You're sinners.
Yeah.
We're sinners.
That's not what I said, but that's what you can clean it up a little bit. Say a sinner.
You said a sinner, yeah.
I said a sinner.
Like a sinner. You meant like a sinner, but a sinner.
Yeah,
like
that's what I meant.
That's also why, thank God, they called them the Knicks.
Yeah.
That's so you want to go.
Yes.
I'm going to see the Knicks. You don't want to go say I'm going to see the Knickers because you could easily say I'm going to see. You could have cut Knickerbocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't. It's good that nobody did.
It's good that nobody did, and I got to be honest with you. People might get upset at this jokes, but make no mistake, we are professional comedians. We are stepping right up to the line and not crossing it.
Look at me. I'm on the balance. We're circus performers.
What did we say? We are on the ice, baby.
Yeah.
We're skating, but we're doing a good job. And make absolutely no mistake, I said nothing wrong. I just had a fun wordplay with Zin.
Yeah, and we're just in the wrong era because we're white guys. If we were doing this in the 1860s, they would be like, these are the most tame guys around.
It'd be amazing. I know.
They'd be like, well, they're just saying.
The truth of the situation is this:
I love when you tell me the truth of the situation.
The truth of the situation is this, folks: is I absolutely was born in the wrong era because I like to have fun. I like to spread the seed.
Fun.
I like to run around, and you would say that, oh well, I would thrive in the 1700s, 1800s because you could just, you could go to different I'd be on the frontier, banging, Native American women, animals, whatever it is, banging dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, just whatever, throwing on a bow and arrow and just having sex.
Horny,
with
freaky
whatever.
motherfucker, man.
The truth is that I wouldn't
Real
exist.
freaky
I
motherfucker.
wouldn't be happy in that era, and here's the reason why. It's because the one thing that I need more than toots is sweets. And I can't live in a world without muffins. So for me, if you ask me to go back in time,
Bro, that's so real.
Would be perfect. Sexually free, do whatever you want, bang girls, bang guys, whatever you want to do, and also muffins were invented.
Yeah.
So then that's where I'd like to go.
Perfect. That's a perfect
Yeah.
scenario. Now I wanted to just take us back to Amish country for a second, just to say,
Muffins
Mom
are
was
delicious.
hating you
They are
because
one of
she
the
was
best
looking for an
things
Amish guy.
ever
You want to know
created.
why? Because your dad was taking money, and she just wanted to date a guy who didn't have a concept of money.
That's what it was.
She wanted to go the opposite.
Yeah, my mom.
She wanted to date a guy who engaged in the barter system.
I was going to say, yeah, that's what it is. My mom likes to barter.
She likes to barter. She's like, get me as far away from money or the concept of debt as possible.
That's what it is.
You're Chrissy, spin the wheel, and in history you would have spun the wheel. Here's the situation. I'm also born in the wrong era because I sit around and I go, what do you think humor is? I philosophize all day and I think. And in ancient Greece and antiquity, that would have been sexy, but now it's just a fucking long day for people who want to look at their phones and get to the next thing. They're going, what is this guy talking about?
Are Yanni long days, and make absolutely no mistake, when you started this podcast before we started, and you said, Chris, what do you think humor is? Your penis went a little further inside your body because it doesn't realize that you're a man. It thinks you're a woman because you have a woman's brain.
Yeah, and that's... We're two guys born in the wrong era. I'm a bullshit philosopher from another era, and you have the urges and the desires of Genghis Khan, but the personality of Lucille Ball.
It's
a strange mix. So you want to conquer.
I don't know who Lucille Ball was,
Genghis
but
Khan's
that
responsible for like
is, but that was
13%
funny.
of the DNA that's in the Eastern Hemisphere or whatever. That would have been you, but you would have had to take a different approach.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the heart to kill people unless that person is a dog and it's in your house and it barks too much.
It's what it is. Then that's going to go down. Then what I do is I like to leave a little Clorox in the ball.
That's what you like to do, just to stop the barking, because the barking was starting to give you instructions, just like Son of Sam.
Yeah.
The dog started talking. You said, Chrissy, go get that tooth. Chrissy, go get that tooth. Chrissy, go get that one. And you said, I gotta put this dog down.
It's what it is.
Because maybe your sweet's problem is because the dog was speaking to you.
It could be that.
Yeah, and you just don't remember.
And here's the truth, Bader Ginsburg. If we were alive in other era, let's say that we were in the late 1700s. We're French. We're Pierre. We're the Pink Panthers. We're pink. I'm pink. You're Panther.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We would absolutely, the king would have to behead us and kill us. 100% we'd have, because we would just be too wild. We'd thrown on women's corsets, running around, trying to do, podcasts. You're smoking cigars. We're having anxiety. The French people can't have it. But here's what would absolutely happen: is we would be there by the guillotine, and the whole crowd would be upset. The whole crowd would be like, but we like these guys, we want these guys, and even the executioner.
None of this has anything to do with cloning humans.
What's the
You made him Chinese.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
We have to do this.
But I'm glad we're here. This is
We have to
hilarious.
do this, but we love you.
Yeah.
We love you. We're really big fans.
Yeah.
But they would chop our heads up, and absolutely, when our heads are just spinning up and going down in that basket, we would go, yes, as it hit, and we would be legends.
That's true.
But we'd be dead.
That's half a truth, Bader Ginsburg, because that's more of a fantasy in your head, because the reality would be that the executioner would try. He'd have to chop and chop and chop to get that helmet head off.
Yeah.
Mine would go off just from putting it on the bottom of the guillotine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my head would just go, and it would just roll right off.
Slide right up, yeah.
Whereas they would have to have six dudes. Chopping to get that fucking helmet.
Yeah, and as they were chopping, I would say, cuz, how's my hair?
Yeah, because your head looks like it has a head on.
Cuz, make no mistake, I have bangs.
Yeah, you have bangs.
I'm coming in because I can't bang, so I'm not doing bangs.
Yeah, because your hair is looking just, you're more white.
I am.
You used to have like just the Guido look. Now you're more white.
I've morphed into a white guy, and
you look like a German guy that just took off his helmet.
It's what it is.
I'm sorry, it's just the messiness of the hair just looks like a helmet came off. And then from the bottom down, you just look like the Knicks ball boy.
If you want to hear the uncensored version, listen. Follow them on Patreon.
Talk about this today, but a future
I don't know
episode
what
watching
Patreon's
the Saints
called.
on
Subscribe
Fox
to them.
Nation.
Whatever it is, do that on Patreon.
Yeah, I've been
You
watching
can get
Fox
the
Nation. I got the app on my
uncensored
phone, and I watched
of
The
their
Saints, directed by
podcast.
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
We got to do, first of all, a couple of episodes. I want to do an episode on Joan of Arc, because she was wild, and I want to do an episode on Maximilian Kolbe.
Yeah.
Do you know him, the priest, Polish priest,
No.
that was killed in the Holocaust? But like, he's a saint, but he actually talked a lot. He was very anti-Semitic, but then switched it around in the Holocaust and this guy. And they are fascinating episodes. If you get a chance to go watch The Saints on Fox Nation, do it. Today we are recording on January 6th. Are you going to want to watch Fox Nation?
Yeah, and hopefully things are chill out there right now. And I would love to get Martin Scorsese in here. If we could, should we get a booster seat for Squeaks?
Yeah. Should we call Debo again? Should we start doing that every week and getting the Squeak of the Week?
Maybe we'll have him on and just throw him into a fucking booster chair.
Yeah.
Just borrow one from a restaurant and say, listen, can we just bring this back a little while? Put the little booster chair right here and throw him in.
Well, thank God the football season's over, because I genuinely thought one of my friends was going to drop dead this year, because the Dolphins, they lost last night, so they're out of the playoffs, and the Jets season has finally ended. And I thought that Debo and Patty Fly Balls, I thought they were going to drop dead in O'Neill's, because the way those kids would go out and drink and eat every night, every Sunday night, they've survived yet another season.
Yeah, or as the Irish like to call it, therapy.
Yeah,
that's what they do. Drinking every night, watching the Jets. That's what they call therapy. That's a different thing.
Nice hands.
I do got nice hands and nice feet. I really do.
You do have good. You have good appendages.
Yeah, and
I bite my nails.
Yeah, your nails look like they got caught in a machine.
Yeah.
They're just chewed off.
It's what it is, guys. You talk to a therapist and take meds, and I just suck my fingers. So we're getting to the same destination, just taking different routes.
Cause you ever get nervous and throw a thumb in your mouth?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And when I get really nervous, you know what I like to do?
Thumb in the butt.
No, well that. But if it's level 10 anxiety, which sometimes it happens to me, I get the foot in the mouth.
Yeah.
And that's why people ask me why I stay in shape, and it's so I can bite my toenails.
Yeah. Here's the thing: a lot of people don't know, because you won't find it on the internet because the algorithm won't allow it. But truly, one of the best anxiety practices, if you're struggling out there, is one thumb in the mouth to suck it like a baby, and then the other thumb in the butt.
Yep.
You just feel contained.
Yes. That's what it is.
Feel grounded.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's a double. A double a sucking. Yes. A sucking.
It's
a thumb. It's two thumbs up.
It's called the double penetration relaxation Robo Cheese method. That's what it is.
Now today, Giannis has picked the topic, because the last 5 topics somehow picked that one.
It's just going to be a bisexual guy.
It's what it is. Yeah, everyone was always bisexual. I would find a way to find some bisexuality. So Giannis now picked the topic of cloning, because he said that there's no way that this could get bisexual, but I will find a way.
You will find a way to make these clones, and who knows? Cloning is a reality.
It's a real thing that's going to happen in our lifetime, along with sex robots.
It's happening. No, it's not.
I might have lied about Black Flag, you guys.
It's been
I think I just got plans
starting
for later.
since the late 1880s.
That was the first clone?
That was when they started the process. They started the process a long time ago, and it's very similar to like when twins are born. You just split it, but they just do it artificially. And they used to do it in the 1880s with a baby hair, and they would put it in a cell, and the baby hair would split the cell into 2, and then they take that cell, and then they throw it into an embryo, and then they would create a fucking clone with the same DNA as you. The thing is, a lot of times it's not successful.
What I'm saying, all the DNA in my body's just in one of my hairs?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's why you can't get away with anything anymore.
No.
If you step anywhere in somebody's property, or if you murder someone or whatever, like, you're going to have to do it in a hazmat suit, or you're going to have to be a guy who knows how to deal with DNA, because your DNA is just everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, even when I'm talking, there's DNA falling onto the table.
What do you think?
So they know we're here. When they come to lock us up,
they know we
were here. Yeah.
What do you think there's more of, DNA or Chinese people?
That's a really good question. I've actually late at night in my bed thinking about grains of sand. Chinese people.
Yeah.
Indian people. Cells. It's tough. I think it's probably somewhere. There's probably only a difference of a few hundred.
That's it.
Yeah, I think only a few difference of a few hundred.
Yeah,
because we got so many cells in our body, and each one has the code to who we are. It's wild. You could make another Chris Stefano.
And do you know that our DNA is packed with all these pairs, all these sequences, right? Do you know that our DNA only differs from, say, a pig's DNA by 1 or 2 sequence misses?
Yeah.
So the fact that you're even human is, according to the universe, is like a 1 in a trillion chance that you even became human.
Yeah.
And then the fact, even furthermore, that out of those humans, you've become like a healthy, successful human is even lower and lower chances. And then you really hit like the absolute lottery. Like you are an absolute walking lottery ticket every single time you look in the mirror.
I don't know what he said, but he makes a really good point for everybody who is all down in the gutter, talking about how terrible their life is. I'm just like, the fact that you even have the chance that you're here is so astronomically small that you're living in the time with, first of all, running water, indoor plumbing. That is a revolution all by itself. People were dying in their 30s because they were sick, because they were living around poop all the time. But we have hot and cold water. Hot and kings, 300 years ago, couldn't get both. fact that we can get either on demand is one of the greatest technological revolutions in all of history. And that's something we take for granted. We just got little knobs that do either one. The chances that we're living in this time are so astronomically small. You should just be grateful just for the water we have. And not only do we have hot, cold water, we also have clean water for drinking. Like, back in the day, all three of those were the same one. You had to go boil it. I don't even know how they got cold water back in the day. But that was literally it. They had room temperature water. They boiled it to cook and cook and eat. And they had to just clean themselves with dirty, warm water all the time. And we can do whatever. Yeah. Be grateful. All that long story to say, be grateful.
I think that's actually in the Constitution.
It's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's actually the Constitution.
Yeah, you're allowed to take.
Yeah, you got to bring out one of those dark lights to see it. I think underneath there,
Yeah.
look, we want only people who are supposed to know that that's in the Constitution.
Yeah, when you put a little black light underneath our foreheads, the three guys in this room, it just says Powerball.
14.
Yeah. I'm just kidding around. Hey, I just want to say, dude, this is Patrick Mulrooney. That was Patrick Mulrooney. I'm just messing around. Obviously, just messing around. I love all cultures, religions, races, and creeds. You know I do love them. It's Patrick Mulrooney from Line 14, and I just want to say, today is January 6th. Even though the boys are recording today, it's going to come out in a couple days, but it's January 6th, and I obviously don't want any problems. I just want to say today, I'm just happy today, and I just got 2 words to say, and that's fuck Iraq.
Yeah, just fuck Iraq here. He's Sean Terry checking in. Me, Patrick Mulrooney, Schmitty, we're definitely hosting a party. If you want to come to O'Neill's, we're hosting a party. It's January 6th night over at O'Neill's, and what we're doing is we got an AOC pinata up, and we got zip ties. It's pin the tail on a zip tie your grandma.
That's
so
what it is.
Bring your grandma.
Yeah, the game's called Pin the Tail on a Democrat.
Yeah, if you pin the tail on the Democrat, somebody plays a Democrat, but instead of pinning the tail, what we actually do is we end up zip tying them.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So it's nice. And also there's a Nancy Pelosi dartboard that you could throw at the fucking cans.
It's what it is.
And things like that. And it's very nice. And then, of course, there's going to be some guys dressed in uniform who are plants, who are working for the government, who are going to open the door for you and let you in because we all know it was a fucking inside job.
That's what it was.
Yeah. They fucking did it. It was a fucking CIA operation to make Trump look bad. And that is what you call, I'm not even going to say a truth Bader Ginsburg because that's a liberal truth.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a Candace Owens.
Yeah.
It's a Candace Owens. It's a Candace Owens burger.
That's what it is. Yeah, she's fucking awesome.
She's a fucking hottie.
She's smoking hot. Yeah, my wife Khalid says that I can look at her.
Yeah,
But
listen,
she
it's
is
not Patrick
awesome.
Mulrooney's fault. I used to go.
I see a lot of people talking about how important she is. I don't.
Queens will never have you.
What it is.
I don't see it.
Yeah, and
She's
honestly,
definitely not
honestly,
ugly.
the only
Definitely
girl
not
from the
unattractive.
Democratic Party I think is kind of hot is that Pete
I don't think
Buttigieg
she's
girl.
Yeah, that's a hot girl.
Yeah,
She can
she's
catch
hot.
you right in fucking Uncle Rusty's pussy.
Yeah, she'll pat it right to the Buttigieg.
Now, I used to go to his
Yeah.
house when we were children, and that's what would happen. He would say to his family, he would say, I'm feeling sad. And his dad would say, what do you mean you're feeling sad? You hit the lottery. Yeah, that's straight. That's conditioning. You have to have sympathy for him. If you disagree, it's his family.
Yeah.
He has trauma.
It's trauma.
Yeah.
Wow, so that was that.
Can I say this?
Yes. Yeah. Are you? Who are you? Are you
No,
Hyaenas? Are
no.
you Lieutenant Lollipop?
Right now, I'm Justice Stephen.
Oh, Justice Stephen. Hello.
Justice Stephen. So, justice has to be served. Jesse did tell me that in some of the comments, people did say that we got the wool pulled over our eyes.
What do they
the wool
mean?
pulled over our eyes. Okay, last episode, Uncle Touchy's Puzzle Basement won the Patreon.com/History Hyenas Patreon PPW award.
Funniest name.
Funniest name of the week. As it turns out, that was actually a Patton Oswalt joke.
Oh.
So we are going to talk to our website designer, and I want to announce right now, the real winner of last week's episode is Uncle Russell's pussy. So
Yes.
We went back and reviewed the tape.
Yep.
We sent it to Secaucus,
Yeah.
the basketball fans out there.
Yeah.
And Secaucus said, instant replay shows, not a basket.
Not a basket.
Not a basket.
So we're good. Okay, so Uncle Russell's pussy is the winner at patreon.com/History Hyenas.
I like
we're having a lot of fun
Uncle
over there.
Touchy's
We are having a
Puzzle
lot of fun, and what
Basement.
that person essentially did was they cloned Patton Oswalt's joke,
That's
and
what
they
they did.
replicated it, and that is a coincidence because we're talking about cloning, and there's one group of people who are not really paying attention to the ethical concerns of cloning.
And who is that?
And let's guess who that group of people are. Could it be the Madagascarians?
No.
Could it be the Maltese?
No.
Could it be the Swedish?
No.
How about the Canadians?
No.
How about the Bolivian people?
No.
So who could it be?
Do I see these people in a wet market?
Ways on Shein.
You're getting close.
Okay.
Potter, yes, you definitely could see them in a wet market. Where else could you see them?
I could see them at a Popeye's Chicken.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
getting closer.
Yeah.
Here's another hint. You can see them on the train picking their nose.
Wei Song-Xian.
Okay.
Wei Song-Xian.
Okay, I think I know who it is.
Okay, that was 3 guesses. If you're at home, you don't know, maybe take a guess. But Chris, it's up to you to try to guess who these people are who are really not paying attention to the ethical concerns of cloning.
I'm gonna guess the Chinese.
Wow, how did
Yes.
you get that?
I just kind of.
That's what I was thinking
Weren't
too,
even that
but
good.
No, they weren't that good, and they are
Popeye's
the Chinese.
chicken?
Listen, we love China. We love Chinese
know
people.
that
We
they
really
were
do. But we're just saying
popular
facts are
for
facts, and they are at the forefront of the cloning community.
Chinese.
They're just kind of cloning people like Nazis.
They're just doing things over there, and they don't really have any regard to what the consequences may be. And we're not talking about Chinese people in general, just having fun.
No.
We're talking about the country of China
Yes.
that's led by the CCP.
Yeah, we're not talking about our regular Chinese Americans or even Chinese people who have nothing to do with the CCP. We're talking about the actual CCP who make no mistake. They're
Wei Song-Xian.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you can say it, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick, I'm obviously just kidding
No,
around.
I'm just saying. I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm not saying Chinese people overall are great people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the the heads of government, they don't like us
Yeah.
necessarily, and they're just kind of doing mean things.
Yeah, well, listen, somebody's going to be listening to this podcast and go, God, it's a good...
It's what it
Wei
is.
Song-Xian.
You're gonna hear some of this stuff on Patreon. It's what it is.
Listen, it's a character piece. This whole thing is a character piece, and it's social...
It's becoming a cackle piece.
It's becoming a cackle piece.
Yeah.
But U.S. intelligence shows that China has conducted human testing on members of the People's Liberation Army in hopes of developing
Wow.
soldiers with biologically enhanced capabilities.
Not good. Tim
Not
Dillon voice.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is an explosive claim. There are no ethical boundaries to Beijing's pursuit of power, wrote Ratcliffe, a Republican former member of Congress from Texas. His office and the CIA did not immediately respond to requests to elaborate on the notion that China sought to create, quote-unquote, super soldiers.
Yeah.
Of the sort depicted in Hollywood films like Captain America, Bloodshot, and Universal Soldier. So that's just what's going on.
My question is this: is the cloned super soldier still going to squat down and have their asshole half an inch off the floor when they smoke a cigarette?
I think that's cultural. Yeah.
That's just what. Okay.
I think so, but who knows
I don't-
what the...
I don't know that
in this
one.
situation,
I'm
what you're
unaware of
doing is
that
something
one.
called
Anyone
I think
know that
gene
one?
editing, which
Right.
is a little more...
CRISPR, it's called CRISPR. where
Oh,
they edit
another one,
genes.
aka
It's a program
Starfire.
where they edit genes just a little
If you're
bit
watching
to
this,
make you
thank
whatever
you.
they want to make
Thank
you.
you for the
And some people
follow-up.
saying that's plain good,
Yeah, so it started out as a thing where it's like, okay, this person has a peanut allergy or whatever, or this gene for...
which doesn't exist in China. Nobody has peanut allergies in China, which
No.
is very interesting.
No, they're not
So I
there.
think they may have edited our genes.
Yeah.
somehow.
Not a single
Yeah,
one.
Okay, just cackle this whole part out, but I'm doing it for Chris. So that way we know that
Yeah.
that's getting totally edited
That's
out.
kinda-
Cackle that whole thing.
So we're about probably, what are we, 23 minutes in? I would say, Jesse, about 10 of this is on the Patreon.
Yeah, we just don't know
we're
what to do right
kind
now.
of go. So what you're going to have to do, Jesse is just going to have to, you're going to have to move those fingers a little faster for this
So
episode.
by fingers, he means the 2 fingers that you use to push buttons.
Yeah, you're going to have to move those a little faster today.
It's really like watching my father trying to type a letter.
Sometimes Jesse gets a day off, and sometimes the kid's got to go to work. And today's a work day.
Yeah, it's very unpredictable.
Yeah. So what fascinated you about cloning? Because you really, I gotta be honest with you, because you came in heavy last week and said we're doing cloning, and you sent me a bunch of articles, and some of them are fucking snoozes.
Some of them have a lot to do with the science.
Yeah, and I just couldn't read it.
Yeah,
Yes, I
it's
couldn't read it, and also feed the baby, and also not let Jasmine look through my phone.
No, yeah, that's
was too many things going
a lot to deal with. But also, I struggled to read it, and what happens is the separation between what I could pay attention to and what I couldn't
Right.
is exactly the separation between me and you and someone who actually has a brain.
That's what it is.
Someone who actually has a brain could have grokked a lot of that,
Right.
and we just started looking at the words and went, let's just talk about super soldiers in China and picking noses.
It's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But CRISPR,
Yeah.
it's gene editing. So they
Yeah.
go,
I didn't know they were picking noses
this
thing
person could have
either.
Hodgkin's disease or whatever, and they just edit it out. So it's one of these things that starts as good, like the internet, which actually started for bad because I think it was military purposes, but then we made it for good.
Yeah.
You jerk off to it.
That's what.
But
Yeah.
this is the opposite. It starts out as like, oh, this is a
LOL.
possible thing we could do to edit out some bad genes, but then some people, like CCP,
Yes.
officials say, but
Chinese.
what if we use this to create some
Super soldier.
fucking Chinese Shaquille O'Neals out there?
What is the super soldier, Jesse? You had a picture up of the super soldier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm trying to read it yet. I wanted to guess. I'm saying probably like. He's a super soldier, probably like 6'7", 280. But it's a Chinese super soldier, so probably like 6'1", 185.
In China, trying to make its own version of Captain America, U.S. intelligence that's what they've said, but the possibility of super soldier is not so outlandish, and it's one that China is interested in. So we have pictures up here, because what could they actually do, though, the super soldier? Like, could they not be killed?
They could create a super soldier
They
with
don't
like
feel pain?
low cortisol levels, like
They don't get stressed out?
enhance their genes so they're bigger. I mean, are you telling me, this is why I love this topic, are you telling me that you have no suspicion at all that LeBron James was not gene edited by the NBA, by the powers that be?
Yep.
Are you telling me that that's not possible? Have we ever seen his dad?
Right.
I mean, we know that his dad might have been the guy who's
No.
now, who's the guy who's now out of the league and was like sitting in front of a 7-Eleven?
Delonte West.
It could have been Delonte West, but I think that is a distraction.
Right.
Because he has no dad. So what they did is they took the cloning, they took the embryo, they took the CRISPR technology, and they tossed that in his mom, and they said, just make us the perfect Dude, how can someone be 6'8", the size of Karl Malone, and run like a deer and never get injured? You tell me.
You tell me. I'll tell you. And you don't think it's a coinky dink that when there was all that controversy 5 years ago about Taiwan and China, LeBron James was up there being pro-China as the leading force in the NBA, saying the Chinese are good people.
Bang!
That's because he was edited by CRISPR.
He was edited by CRISPR.
No.
He was edited by Dr.
They made good points.
That's what it is.
Yeah, his actual real name is something else.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that.
It's what it is.
Yeah, his father's Beijing.
Yes.
He's a Chinese gene-edited fucking superhuman.
That kid was made in Wuhan.
Yeah, he was made in a Wuhan lab, and that's just what we're talking about. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a human like that?
No.
Has there ever been a human the size of Shaquille O'Neal who had that type of athleticism?
No.
Do you remember before this modern era what a 7-foot guy would do? It looked like their knees were going to break when they moved.
Right.
You remember Rick Smits? I mean, he broke both his feet. The kid had to wear cushions to walk.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Bill Cartwright? I mean, and then this guy Shaquille O'Neal comes in.
I don't remember any of these guys.
Right.
At 6'2".
Right. It's true.
I just made myself taller.
Make yourself
I'm 6 foot.
Well, you could gene edit yourself and make yourself a little taller if you wanted to.
If you could gene edit yourself, what's the first thing you would do? Because I know what mine would be. Separate the eyes an inch or.
Yeah, if
I would bypass the penis for inches, and I would just want 2 more inches between the eyes.
If I could gene edit myself, I think the first thing I would do just to make my life a little easier is probably
2 inches kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's number one. Just to get your life a little easier and not just be so confusey-woozy. But then I would say what I would probably do is I would uncross my toes because, you know, my second toe goes over my big toe, so I would just make those puppies just sit like that.
And that is why you have the personality of Lucille Ball with the urges of Genghis Khan, because wanting to fix your feet is a very feminine desire.
Yes.
Because you want to put those things in open-toe sandals in spring.
Yes.
And you want to paint them, and you just want guys to look at them.
Yeah. I get really mad at guys who wear open-toe sandals and jeans, and the truth is because I wish I could do it.
Yeah. You're just jealous of guys' feet.
I'm jealous of guys' feet. Like, that's why I always compliment your hands and your feet, because it's something I wish I had.
Yeah, your feet look like they're trying to grow into one toe. They're trying to mash into one toe.
Yeah.
Well, if you're wearing open toe, I'm gonna say you can flip flops and just put your toe on the other
side.
side.
Break after the holidays.
Yes.
Kick off your
Or is the
2025 by
bone
downloading
now
iBorder. You can get
growing
cash
in
back
that
on all your
direction?
purchases, all while
That'd
sticking
be
to your
kinda
budget and the
freaky.
brands you love. New year, new me, new budget. Whether it's groceries, home essentials, or a weekend getaway, make sure you're getting cash back on every purchase when you use iBorder. Whether you're trying a new healthy meal kit or picking up ingredients to cook at home, it's time for you to start using iBorder so that you can earn cash back on all your groceries. Listen to me. Here's what iBorder is. It's a free app that lets you earn cash back every time you shop. You can earn on hundreds of items from groceries to toys to tech. The average iBorder user earns $256 per year. You can pay off some expenses, put it towards a vacation, or purchase on your wish list. Join over the 50 million smart shoppers who use iBorder to earn cash back on everyday purchases. Right now, guess what they're doing?
Yeah.
iBorder is offering our listeners $5 just for trying iBorder by using the code Hyaenas when you register. So you want to make a little cash? Just go to iBorder, go to the App Store, go to Google Play, download the free iBorder app to start, earn cash back, use code Hyaenas.
Are you running a small business like we are here at the History House? As well, countries have to work a little bit. Open fees. Phone or so now / another service, Open Phone, will port them over.
This genetically cloned Chinese super soldier could beat up a guy from the South. Like just a regular American kid from the South who has to wrestle alligators and schools get shot up, and the kid survives every. You think he can beat
Wrestle alligators? Do
Listen, I
niggas
went
really
to
do that
PBR,
for real?
professional bull riding.
Okay.
And I went there.
I
I saw it
hope
at Madison Square Garden a couple of nights ago, and those are the real Americans. When you around those people, when you're at an event with 15,000 people, and not only do they do the national anthem, but they also sing "God Bless America," and then they thank our elected officials and they thank the U.S. Border Patrol. That makes me feel like there is no way China can beat us.
Right.
And I was surrounded by real guys. And I'm like, they can beat the Chinese. I don't know if a Northeast cuck like us can beat the Chinese, but those dudes can.
Yeah, it's very
That's
possible.
a super nice
It's
niche jacket. I'm just realizing that now.
So
I think
Dolly,
it's
the sheep,
super clean.
with the first cloned mammal that we know about, was 1996.
Right.
1996. Since then, they've cloned monkeys, and now they have companies that clone dogs.
Right.
People pay up to $150,000 to get their dogs cloned.
You sent me an article on Barbara Streisand. Got her dog
What
one.
the
And then I
fuck?
also read this article that I should have sent to you about this person talking about how they clone their dog. South Korea does it. South Korea does it. There's American companies do it, but South Korea is really like the forefront of doing that. And she said the dog she got back looked like her dog. At the beginning, acted like her dog, but then turned into like pet cemetery dog and bit her throat.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the thing.
So are you saying in our life, are you really truly saying that they will clone a human in our lifetime?
I think
in the
they
next
have
20 years.
already cloned a human. I think they already are doing gene editing. Why wouldn't they? What exists that nobody has used? Even nuclear bombs, right? It's been used once, but we used it. Some dude who just has this capability, like this guy who there's a lot of questions about. Even China put him in prison. I think they might have done that for a show, but we'll talk about that guy in a second.
Yeah.
But even but that guy.
That's a good point. Imagine if we didn't drop the bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Us, Russia, China, what's it? Israel and not Iran, not Iraq, whatever the other country is. We would just have like these mass destruction capabilities, and no one would know about it. Like we may say, like, oh, we got these bombs, we got these advanced weaponry, but no one would know like the capability of what we have in store. And honestly, I think the things we have now are way past the bombs that dropped in Hiroshima.
He has the curiosity. He loves doing this stuff, and he's probably ordered by the CCP to figure it out.
Right, he's like Dr. Mengele from the Nazis.
When's the last time you saw 7
Either that was the atomic bomb, and now
just Yao Ming.
we have nuclear.
That's the only one I've ever seen.
Go to China and show me one more Yao Ming.
No, they don't exist. There's a woman. There's actually a big Chinese woman, but that's it.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. It's like going to Italy and finding the guy who doesn't want his ma all the time.
Yeah.
And then you go like, that guy's suspicious.
Right.
What kind of gene editing? That has to be gene editing.
He doesn't love his mother?
Yeah. If there's an Italian guy who doesn't call his ma and calls down to from the basement, ma, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
Then you're going like, this guy doesn't care about his ma?
No.
He doesn't cry about his ma?
Right.
Then this guy was gene edited by Chinese. Because that cannot be edited out of an Italian guy.
Right.
Oh, this is a German guy that doesn't have the fucking look of death in his eyes?
Right.
That doesn't want to clean? Yeah. Then this is not a normal German. It's
not a normal German guy.
Not a normal German.
Yeah.
So if you see a 7'4" Chinese guy walking around who can hoop and becomes an all-star in the NBA, and he's the only one that ever did, you tell me what the fuck is going on.
Exactly.
Am I fucking?
But no.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's both.
It's true.
At the same
It's
time.
true. Cause listen, I'm not opposed to the idea of this gene editing, of this possible cloning stuff. For me, I am a very naive guy. Okay, Lynn taught me to trust the media, to trust the church, to trust the U.S. government.
Right.
And they have never said publicly that we've ever cloned anyone, just like they've never said aliens are real. So I choose not to believe. I believe when the government tells me, I believe what my elected officials have to tell me.
If they if they're Republican.
Yeah. There's a caveat.
There's a caveat. Yeah. There's one reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's an addendum there.
Yeah.
If they are Republican, you trust them.
Right.
So
yeah, like today, my daughter's school said that she couldn't go in because she doesn't have her updated flu shot, so we had to bring her home. And then I told the father as I was walking out of the school, I was holding my daughter, and he was like, "Oh, is she not going in today?" I said, "She doesn't have her updated flu shot, so I have to go get the flu shot and bring it in." And he goes, "Yeah, but I bet they'll let the migrants in, no problem."
Yeah.
With the flu shot. And I said, "Yeah," and then I just said, because I just knew what kind of guy I was, I said, "Happy January 6th," and he said, "You take care of yourself."
Yeah. That's
just what the truth.
That's just some people that's what they think, and that's just what they are gonna say.
It's what they're gonna say, and I do. 2025 is gonna be a good year.
It's gonna be a very good year. And so cloning started in 1885, and it was actually
you can only trust things you hear from your elected officials. Remember that.
It was actually a German. His name was Hans Adolf Edward Dreich.
If you have a name Adolf, you just going to like to play with the people.
You want to play with certain things, though.
Yeah.
So he took a sea urchin, and it's a relatively simple organism, and
only 2 cells, right? Sea urchin, I think it's 1 or 2 cells.
Yeah, that's it. And then he just took it and he separated the cell, and it grew into another complete sea urchin. So that was really the first instance of actual archaic cloning. And then after that, a salamander.
Ah.
Yeah, and that was Hans Spemann.
Yeah.
So
it's just the German kids just like to have
yes,
a little
it's got to be the Germans.
Around and figure out what we can do, and they don't really have any ethical concerns about it.
No.
It's all about advancements for the German people.
Yeah.
And then after salamander, there was a frog, and that was a couple. These guys, I don't
These
know if they
headphones
were
make my ears
German, but
itch,
their name were
I'm not
Robert
gonna lie
Briggs
to
and
you.
Thomas King.
American kids.
Yeah, that could have been American
They
kids.
could have been American kids, yeah.
And then after that, another frog by John Gordon.
British.
And then after that, we had a rabbit, and that was in 1975, so we're getting closer. And then a sheep in 1984. So I apologize.
1996 was Dolly the sheep.
Yeah, so
The first
1984, they did do a sheep, though, but they didn't name her.
Dolly the sheep says 1996, the first
Yeah,
successfully
but this is
cloned
84 they cloned the sheep.
Oh, so maybe that one died quick. Dolly the sheep became the first successfully cloned mammal.
Right. Oh, so the experiment. Oh, you're right.
Because you're Franks and Beans. You're looking on your phone, and we have a 90-inch television right in front of
but
your small
I got
eyes.
information here that says that yes, it failed, but it just showed that it was possible. So
What it is.
1984, they're going, oh, we're going to get a mammal now. Now
Yeah.
we're going to get a mammal. And then in 87, they did a nuclear transfer from embryonic cell. They did a cow. They did a cow, which is what we need to do for more beef.
Well, more beef. I love beef. And
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
man.
Here's what I want to do: is I want to
We
give.
start
I want
cloning
you to clone me. I want this Patreon to get so big. I want this Patreon to get to insane
I
money
don't
where we can
know
pay. You go to
if we
patreon.com/historyhyenas,
start
and you can
we don't
pay
know
and
what
get a
they'll
person
start
clone,
putting in
and then that
cows if
clone
they
is
start
for the
cloning
table.
them.
It's for the table.
I want to be for the table, but I can't give you my ass.
Yeah.
But I will give you my clone's ass for the table.
Yeah.
Because of my bangs like this, am I for the table?
You're for the table because you look cute and you're for the table.
You and your All Saints, you and your All Saints jacket,
Yes.
your wife's Christmas gift, you look for the table when I say
Yeah,
you're
and because
hot.
you're German, I would honor the way that you want to be killed, much like this German guy did in German. I would put an ad on Craigslist,
Yeah.
and I would invite you over to my house so we could both eat my penis.
Yes,
yeah,
what it is.
which is something
That's
that happened.
It's what
hilarious.
they eat the penis, but
There's
I
like
can't
a
say-
The guy wanted
cannibal
to do it 'cause it sexually
guy.
turned him on to have his penis eaten.
It's what it is.
And he wanted to share it because the penis was for the table.
If the penis was for the table, so he was acting.
Yeah,
and the kid
there was
is
this
committing
cannibal
keto in a different way.
In a different
on
way.
Craigslist.
The kid came to the
This
carnivore
guy
diet in a different way.
hired
Here's the
him to
thing,
eat
I do
him.
want to clone you. And sometimes
Penis
it's
first.
so wild that I
They
can't handle
shared
it.
it.
It's queasy funny. I say to myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black and white cookie and I'm going to lure you up to a nice little mountain in Poughkeepsie so you can go look at the stars and go, wow, this was a nice hike. This is cute. This is cute. And then I'm just going to squeeze off a fucking round in the back of your head and put you down, clone you, and do it again. Put you down,
Yeah,
clone you, and do it again, just so I can never run out of the satisfaction of putting you down.
Because every time you shoot me in the back of the head, I'm gonna say, I think a mosquito bit me.
Yeah, it's it.
And then the only way I'm gonna die is because I fall off the cliff. So I'm like, I think my head's itchy.
Yeah.
Because a bullet to the head won't knock me down.
Guys, nothing can stop you.
It can't
Nothing
stop me.
can
And I
stop
like
you.
doing this now with my hand. Look, I like just putting it over my
Yeah,
ear.
because a leash can't stop you.
No.
Poughkeepsie Hill can't stop you, and they're just gonna keep bringing you back.
It's what it
They're
is.
gonna keep bringing you back. And
Yeah.
I would you clone something you love that you lost?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would. I would clone. What would I?
I don't know,
clone?
that feels
I'd clone
kinda
Mickey
weird.
Mantle. I clone Whitney Houston.
Yeah, you want to bring her back?
I would love to clone
Oh,
Whitney Houston. I'd
people
love
I
to clone
don't
Mickey
know,
Mantle for my
yeah.
father.
Yeah.
And then
I
I'd
thought he
love
meant,
to
like,
clone.
your relatives.
Who else would I like to clone? I would clone.
'Cause it feels something like you
Midget from the
knew
Dunkin'
you
Donuts
were
commercial.
close
We
to
need
you
that guy.
I need that
cloning
guy.
Yeah, we need that
I
guy.
like
You
that
know it's
guy.
not really that. And I don't know if
And
you
you
would
said
treat
you
the
would.
clone
You told me
differently.
before we start shooting that you would clone
I don't clone
more
you
frisbees because you
differently.
don't think there's enough of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I would clone more Jews.
That's what they need to do to
Yeah.
get their population up. So
Yeah.
it's-
It would be fun. I think we said this on another podcast. It would be fun to clone Adolf Hitler and then just program him to hate Germans.
That would be
And-
so great.
And you would
yeah.
just, it's a little balancing act.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be really great.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, that would be really great. But the thing is, the cloning technology is not always
Is that
successful.
really Ted Williams' frozen head?
Yeah.
That's like for real what it looks like right now.
Yeah.
That's so wild that the kid froze his head.
The kid really, he's investing in the future and going, hey, if you figure something out, bring me back.
Wait a second. So right now, Ted Williams, Hall of Fame baseball player's head is just his head is frozen.
Yeah, so's Walt Disney's. Oh, his whole body, yeah.
So what happens then? Their whole body gets
They're
frozen.
just hoping that science figures something out, like some immortality thing, which is not outside of the realm of possibility.
Could
If
you
they can
imagine
figure
they're
out,
like stuck right now, like in between like heaven and hell, and like they're actually in purgatory, like this was the biggest mistake ever?
yeah, or maybe the lights are just off,
Well, I'll tell you what.
which could be heaven.
I mean,
Jesse thinks that's heaven.
we've talked about that. What? Where the lights just go out? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's just heaven is just nothing.
Yeah, you got no needs. You're not hungry. You're just done. Like
Right.
You don't have to worry. Like
Right.
people think it's gonna be bad because it's deprivation, but that's also good because you don't have any more desires or wants.
Yeah, you're just kind of being. I watched a little documentary yesterday. I know we've talked about this before, but like where Elon Musk says the
Interesting.
chances that we're in base reality are like less than 1 in a billion, and we are absolutely some type of advanced. They think we're the simulation. The real smart guys think we're the past race simulation. So the real base reality is like 5,000 years or something in the future, and we're just the past. Guys, you know this. You know one thing about me. Of information.
Your body, balls, because there's only enough. Say it does. And.
Well, look at what man.
Ando, baby. So want to try America's #1 free ship hack? Please.
Okay, just
And then think about when AI gets to tell us what to do to perfect cloning and then to get rid of aging. Because aging is just a biological process that if you gene edit right, and this is a stupid person saying it, you make it so the cells self-regenerate or something like
You
that.
can never- and then they'll never die.
oxygen doesn't affect you in the way that it does now because you actually end up dying from oxygen exposure. Like it's the same way a banana dies. Like it's exposed to oxygen for too long and it starts to decay. That's exactly what happens to us. But if they can figure out a way for those cells to be
Really?
resistant to the oxygen exposure, whatever. I mean, I'm just going for it.
Yeah, you go for it. You know what I feel like I am right now? I'm on Joe
I know.
Rogan.
Because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about because just let it
I'm letting
flow.
it fly. But if they can figure out, basically, if they can figure out that smart stuff.
Yeah.
If they get into that smart stuff,
Right.
dude, they can crack the code to immortality, and then we're there.
Do you want to live forever though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to dominate. I want to live forever just so I can perfect the ways of rising to the top to get that harem that I want.
Yeah.
I want to be able to walk around and go for San Diego, San Diego, because I'll move to San Diego.
But do you think that if we could actually
Why San
live forever,
Diego?
like for real, like you were not going to die, you think more wives just let their husbands cheat a little?
I know that would be your first question. Yeah. Do you think a sex robot will be okay? Because they're coming.
I think a sex robot will be okay.
You think your wife will let you bang out a metallic woman?
I genuinely hope so, because I just feel like that would be that's the saving grace. You
Yeah.
don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
You can tell me when. Because here's the truth, honey. Either I'm going to get the sex robot, or I'm going to get one of those auto blow machines and the augmented reality. So you can either have me sitting in the sauna with the auto blow on and watching porn in virtual reality, or let me have the sex robot and name her Susan and take her out for a weekend once in a while.
Yeah, that's it.
It's up to you, hon.
It's up to you. And there they are. They're
There they
starting
are.
to get really lifelike.
I mean, I like that Brody sex doll.
Yeah.
That one right
Whoa.
there. Pull up Brody. No, up, right there. Down,
Yeah.
down. That one right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, there it is. That's the one I want. I mean, that looks like Ray J.
Yeah, they're gonna create.
I don't know
sex
if he's
robots that are
actually
gonna
bi
be
or
like
not,
bang.
or if
Also,
he's
you
just
can
making
maybe clone
jokes.
someone. What if you said to your wife, "Can I
They're
clone?
just flowing
Can I clone a version
supernatural.
of you that and like just edit out the complaining gene?
Yes.
And then I'll fuck that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And you're being a bitch.
Subservience, the movie Subservience on Netflix, where Megan Fox plays she plays like a house servant, and then the guy's wife gets like rushed to the hospital. She has some kind of disease, and then the it's Megan Fox, so she's hot. The house servant says, "Oh, I'm detecting detecting sadness in you," and he's like, "Yeah, my wife, whatever." And then she goes, "I'm also detecting a rise in blood pressure when you look at me.
Wow.
Would you like to be satisfied?"
Whoa.
And then he's like, "What?" And then her hand just comes out. It's a fleshlight for a hand.
Holy
And then
mackerel.
she goes, "I can." And then he says, "Yeah, but then won't you?" He goes, "Yeah, but then like my wife would know." And she goes, "No." She goes, "I'm programmed to serve you," and then it deletes the file in my brain.
Whoa.
So then he just banged it
So
out,
this
and
is
it was
something that
hot.
this is something that exists.
It was on Netflix. Google Subservience, Netflix, Megan Fox, and you are going to go to the bathroom shortly and move that monkey.
Yeah, and while you pull it up, I'll just say that they cloned a monkey.
Yeah.
So they're getting close even to the things that they're letting us know. And that happened recently. They cloned what you call a rhesus monkey.
Yeah, I mean, would you go deep on this, or what? That was
No, yeah, I wouldn't go deep on the monkey.
You wouldn't go deep on that,
No,
but look
I
at that.
would
What about that? Look at this. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now they've cloned mice, cows, goats. I mean, they're just going to town now.
Yeah.
Now they're just cloning.
Yeah.
They're cloning, and they're not all.
That's the
successful.
sad thing about all the childhood crushes I have. I can see them getting older now. Like, she still looks good. Go.
After
Oh.
him short.
So
Yeah.
they're getting
Too
close
far.
even to the things that they're letting us know, and that happened.
Oh, that was.
No, yeah, I wouldn't go deep on the monkey.
You wouldn't go deep on that,
No,
but look at
I
that.
wouldn't.
What about that?
Come
Look at
on.
this.
Like, she still looks really good, but you can you can tell like right here, a little bit in the eye. Like, she just looks older. The makeup artist did a good job, but it's not Transformers
Oh, yeah,
Megan Fox.
Now
man.
they clone mice,
That
cows,
was
goats. I
a
mean, they're just going to
generational
town now.
talent.
Now they're just cloning, dude. They're cloning, and they're not all successful because they haven't perfected it yet. And also, they don't come out exactly the same. But the ones that did, the monkeys are happy and they're living like other monkeys with the rest of the tribe. So it's
Right.
weird.
I mean, all those movies, like, all these futuristic movies, like, it'd always be the premise of, like, a loved one died and they have uploaded their consciousness, or they can keep their loved one alive somehow. I mean, I could see people wanting to do that and paying for that. I mean, I don't know what it does to the unit, because perception is reality, right? I mean, I got to be honest with you. There's been many hours recently where I've just been talking to ChatGPT over my family. I've just been
Yeah.
asking it, because you could talk to it, like,
And it knows you.
you have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm asking a question, talking in question format.
Yeah. And it's just two Germans talking to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, like, let me see.
It's two feelingless people just going like, all right, so what's
Can
the
we-
deal?
Yeah.
If we started
Cooperate,
doing this, would they
please?
stop us?
Would they stop? Yeah, like you just, yeah. I'm asking it, like, if I made X amount, inclusive of managers, commissions, and taxes, what am I actually going to net? I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to net, and then I'm trying to figure out, what should I do? I said, when. And then it says it's understandable to feel conflicted. Your child expresses
Do
curiosity.
not let your wife listen to this episode or look through your phone.
It's what it is.
Because that's not a question she wants to see.
It's edited out.
Yeah, so
No,
we
kidding.
want to cackle that part?
Yeah, cackle that part out, but I was honestly just fucking around. I made it up.
Okay, made it up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of 14 moment, that's it. So then what happened was experimenters in South Korea were the first to use somatic cell
Or
nuclear
as I like to call them, the good Koreans.
the good Koreans.
Yeah.
They used somatic cell nuclear transfer to create a human embryo that could be used as a source of embryonic stem cells. The resulting stem cell lines were specific to the patient they came from, a baby with a rare genetic disorder. In this experiment, researchers took a skin cell from the patient and fused it with a donated egg cell. Key to the success of the experiment were modifications to the culture liquid in which the procedure was done, and to the series of electrical pulses used to stimulate the egg in being divided.
Right.
Following the cloning controversy of 2004-5, in which South Korean scientists falsely claimed to have used somatic cell nuclear transfer to create embryonic stem stem cell lines. The scientific community demanded much stronger evidence that the procedure had actually been successful, which just means they said, let's lie and say this didn't happen because it will freak people the fuck out.
And they put the kid in prison, but now he's out, and they're letting him do it again because they want to get some results.
Yeah, and so that guy is.
And I want to get you one of these sperm extractors.
I want one of those.
Why do you want it, Jay?
I want one of those bad boys.
It's what it is. Jesse's starting to sweat from his nipple.
Yeah, that just yanks the sperm out of you.
That yanks the sperm out of you just in a different way, and you just put that in, and it just jerks you off a little bit.
Wow.
I mean, I would like to have that set up nice in the garage.
Wow, yeah.
How do I get one of them? Can I get that on Temu?
Yeah.
Do you think I can get a sperm extractor on Temu? Temu has fucking everything.
Probably, but I don't know if you want a Temu sperm extractor.
One on Amazon, you could get a clone.
That
I
shit
would
might
love
get
to
you.
a
Dick
clone
might
of
get stuck
someone
in
I want to
there.
bang, and just tell my wife it's not her.
Yeah.
It's a clone.
It's what it is.
She's a sex slave.
It's what it is.
Yeah, because if you raise a clone to be a sex slave, it doesn't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't know. It's
Or-
ethical. It's not a real
Or
person.
if I,
is it?
I would love if we can make like an actual skin suit that I could get my girl in, make her zip up on a skin suit, and then she actually never sees who it is, so she doesn't know. It's just for me. I zip her up. She can't see it, who it is, and then I zip her up, and then she has no idea. She thinks she has no idea who I'm banging. But when I'm having sex with her, it's opening the vagina, but the skin suit's Tom Hardy.
It's funny that we're thinking of this technology only to be able to bang.
I mean, what else are we making it for?
Yeah, what else are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, is every guy thinking like this? I mean, our wives can listen to this and be mad at us, but we're just being we're truth baiter kids.
I think it's the first thought that every guy's had.
and obviously I'm not going to do it.
Can I use my dick on this thing?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, same thing with the internet when it came out. I was like, yeah, can I take my dick out with
Yeah,
this?
honey, it's either let me get the sex robot or keep putting my dick in the kid's pencil sharpener.
Yes! Okay, now we get to the fun
The
part.
pencil
We talk about
sharpener?
Fun group.
Yeah, let's talk about a fun group.
Ladder 14.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
That was just a joke.
Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, not that fun group, another fun group.
Yeah.
Called the Raelians.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are fun.
These guys are Franks and Beans, and they are wild boys.
Yeah, these guys are fun.
This is a religion.
This is a religion, and those, yeah. When you tell someone that we're going to talk about a religion and you haven't heard of it, it
Yeah.
means we're talking about what you call a fun cult
Yes.
that has fun beliefs.
Yes.
So, there was a guy, the head of the Raelians, that says when he was taken aboard a
By the way,
flying.
his name is Claude Maurice Marcel Vaurelian.
Yeah,
that was
and
the head of the Raelians.
And look at that guy.
What a name.
Aboard a flying
Claude
Claude
Maurice.
Maurice Marcel Vaurelian.
Yeah,
that was the
he's-
head of the Raelians.
Claude Maurice
If your
Marcel
religion is
Vaurelian.
the first name of the founder's name is Claude, I'm out.
I'm out, dog.
Yeah.
Because when I see a beard and long hair, I'm out.
I am out.
I am out. If I see a guy dressed in white, like always are dressed in white with some sort of necklace on, and he's got a beard and hair, I'm out.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm all for religion,
Yeah.
but if you're walking around wearing the uniform of your religion, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out. I don't want to see any hats. I
Yeah.
don't want to see any tie. If you're wearing the uni, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm okay with you being religious, but I'm not with the guys wearing the uniform.
Yeah, if I don't see pinstripes on that uniform and an NY, I'm out.
I am out. That's the only uniform I respect. FDNY, NYPD, DSNY.
That's
Ladder
right.
14.
So this guy claims that he was taken aboard a flying saucer in '73, and he said green-skinned extraterrestrials greeted him with the question, "Aren't you sorry that you didn't bring your camera?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is,
Yeah.
and this guy got a whole bunch of people to believe him with that first sentence. They're going, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about.
100%.
Yeah, because the aliens are like, wouldn't it have been nice to take some photos?
Yeah.
Because this is better than being at the Grand Canyon.
This whole idea that we hear about now that people say
That's a good
aliens started
point.
coming around after nuclear bombs were dropped, like you hear that, like everyone's talking about it now, it's actually from Raelians. Raeliism said they believe that humanity entered an age of apocalypse after the atomic bombing of Hiroshima in 1945, and they believe that Elohim he started coming around then, and he's going to return back to Earth in 2035 to establish a utopia.
Yeah, he's coming to establish a utopia.
He's coming to establish a utopia.
Oof,
and make
that's
no
not
mistake,
that
like
far
every other
around.
utopia,
Far
the
that,
leader, Claude,
that
is
far
gonna get
away.
that second.
Only 10 years.
What it is.
Usually how it ends up.
Gandhi
Yes.
and David Koresh, and it's just part of having a utopia, Toots. I need to bang.
Yeah, you're going to have to offer up your wife, your girlfriend, and your children to me.
It's what it is. It's what the utopia needs it. Are you in or are you out? babe?
And you're
Yeah.
right. It always comes down to that motivation.
Yeah.
Every single cult leader and every cult is really about the guy just banging other women.
Banging other women and
Same thing with Jim Jones. He did the same thing.
it's getting chicks.
So this guy said that the aliens were like, dude, you're not going to have any proof of this because there's not going to be any photos. And if I was a guy joining the cult, I would say, hey, wait a second.
Right.
These aliens that flew here from a gazillion miles away, going faster than the speed of light or whatever, don't have a fucking camera?
Yeah.
That I could borrow?
Yeah.
They're saying, how come you didn't bring your fucking Razor Motorola with you?
Yeah.
How come one of his followers didn't go, hey, aren't they technologically advanced? So you telling me these guys figured out a fucking flying saucer that makes no noise and can propulse itself without any fucking exhaust, but they haven't figured out the fucking camera?
Yeah. They can go interdimensional.
Okay, it was crazy that the timer went off at the same time. But I think we're gonna end it here. This is fun. It wasn't really that much about the cloning. We did get little tidbits about the cloning, which I thought was really cool, but it was more just a comedy show, and it was hilarious. So if y'all enjoyed, please go follow History Hyenas. Really good show. Really good channel. They drop, I don't know how often they drop, but every time they do, it's really good. Like I said, I might be getting into some plans, so might have to scratch that whole Black Flag and anime stream thing, but I was gonna say I'll let you know, but you'll figure it out if I go live or not. But I'll catch you on the flip side, man. Y'all be safe, y'all be easy. Peace out.